Alrighty then, it's time to rise and shine, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time. Yep, make something happen. Do something, whatever. And as you rise and shine this morning, you'll find that the temperature outside is a little bit warm. It's 78 degrees outside this morning. It's going to be about the same today as it was yesterday. A 15% chance of precipitation today, partly cloudy, hot, humid, high around 99 degrees. On tonight, low around 78, like it is right about now. A few passing clouds, low 78 degrees, though. Pretty good. And on tomorrow, we're expecting rain. About a 32% chance of it, but that's not too bad. High tomorrow, 95 degrees. So it's supposed to be a little cooler tomorrow than it is today. And it's always a good time, I hope. I hope this day finds all of you well, because it is a great day, a fantastic day to still be alive. It is a day that has never been. And it is a day that, believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, it is a day that will never, ever be again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever you do, whatever it is, do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. Who said that? Benjamin Elijah Smith. Good morning. And next up, of course, it is our daily bread. That's how we roll around here, because we got to get a word from on high. So I want you guys to sort of take this in a little bit here and get your day all started. Okay? First of all, thank the good Lord for still being here this day, because whether you believe it or not, somebody, someplace, last night went to sleep and did not wake up this morning. You and I got the wake-up call. I'd say that's a pretty good place to be this morning. Good morning. So I shall return uno momento after our daily bread and the salute to our armed forces by Macmillan International Academy. And then we'll talk about things. A poll came out for the 3rd district. Tell you a little bit about who's leading the bunch, at least who they say is leading. We'll be back. I ain't gonna quit. I don't care what happens. I come in dead last. I'm still gonna hang in there and see what I can do. Okay, so hang loose. We'll be back.
High, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in every shadow.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Heeding the Warnings, was written by Dave Brannon. When a pickpocket tried to pilfer my property while I was on vacation in another country, it wasn't a surprise. I'd read the warnings about the danger of subway thieves, so I knew what to do to protect my wallet, but I'd never expected it to happen. Fortunately, the young man who grabbed my wallet had slippery fingers, so it fell to the floor where I could retrieve it. But the incident reminded me that I should have heeded the warnings. We don't like to dwell on warnings because we think they'll get in the way of enjoying life, but it's imperative to pay attention to them. For instance, Jesus gave us a clear warning while sending out his disciples to proclaim God's coming kingdom in Matthew chapter 10. He said, "Whoever acknowledges me before others, I will also acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before others, I will disown before my Father in heaven." We have a choice. In love, God provided a Savior and a plan for us to be in His presence for eternity. But if we turn away from God and choose to reject His message of salvation and the real life He offers for both now and forever, we lose out on the opportunity to be with Him. May we trust in Jesus, the one who chose to save us from being eternally separated from the one who loves and made us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Matthew chapter 10, verses 1 through 7 and verses 32 through 33. Jesus called His 12 disciples to Him and gave them authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James, son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Him. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message. The kingdom of heaven has come near. And now here's verses 32 and 33. Whoever acknowledges me before others, I will also acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before others, I will disown before my Father in heaven. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for providing salvation through Jesus. Thank you for sending warnings to remind us of the importance of putting our faith in Him. Please point us to others who need to hear the good news of your love and forgiveness in Jesus. Give us courage to share Him with them, and may they hear and believe. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Let me know. We got it. We got it. Y'all did well today. You did well. You did really good. All right, really good. Can we get a a round of applause for him? Okay, good, good. All right then. Anyway, and good morning, one and all. I think I think my message is actually getting out there now. It has taken how long have I been on the radio? Bunch of years. It is fine. Well, this ain't radio, but it's sort of like radio. It's finally happening. Okay. It is finally happening. Okay. Now, what am I talking about? Okay. I know that's another lie. Okay. Uh, it is, well, let me show you what I mean. Okay. Because this is important. This is important stuff right here. Okay. Let's see. Where's it go? Right. Oh, there it goes right there. Okay. There it goes right there. Okay. You see that right there? You see that right there? What have I been saying over the years about culture? Okay. No bonnets, no do rags, or bedroom shoes, or slippers, or at Tuskegee University. Okay. I think grown people finally have had enough of of this debauchery, of the disrespect that people are giving ourselves. And you wonder why, we call each other these strange derogatory names. And then we turn around. I mean, we even got young men today calling women bruh. Hey, bruh. I mean, obviously school is not working if you can't tell the difference between a male or a female. I mean, really? That's how we rolling now? No, 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 no. So it's important, okay? It is important the culture by which we leave our kids, and by what was left to us. And I got to tell you, we live in such a time right now until I mean I I don't know where it came from. I just don't know where this culture came from. I mean, and Facebook, I mean, if it is a curse, and it is it's a curse and a what's the opposite of curse? I don't know if it's a blessing or not. I think it's a blessing in a way that people can communicate, find relatives, and communicate with people they haven't seen in years and years and years, and that's kind of nice. But everything else, not so much. Not so much. But anyway, it's nice to see that the leadership of Tuskegee and I hope Alabama State follows suit. If you can't get respect if you first don't respect yourselves. You don't. One of the reasons why the military cuts people's hair when they go in, besides they need a cut, because it gives us a uniformity. It gives us a sense of discipline, a sense that we're all one team and we look alike. No matter what our economic status is at home, or who our fathers are, our mothers are, or who we're related to, it don't make no difference when you sit in that chair. Okay, you are a soldier. Well, you're trying to be one anyway. You are a soldier, and you get to you got to look. We all look the same. And so, again, I'm like everybody else. I'm glad that somebody's finally understanding that this is no accident. The way our people act, it's the way, and it's the way we let them show up. How we let you show up at school will determine your attitude at school. Okay, it will. You think it's your own little party, your own little fiefdom. No, 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 no. Because society, no matter as you get older, you will come to where we are. We'll never go back to being where you are. and we don't want to. we don't want to go back to being where we were in our teenage years. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to be stupid twice. Okay, we and since we do have more brains now than we did when we were 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, we're trying to pass that knowledge on to you, because if the good Lord allows you to live, you are going to become more mature. Your decision-making process will get better. But since you don't know that yet, older people must help you. All you have to do is listen to what they say, and your life will be better. I'm so glad that somebody, and public school need to do the same thing. We got uniforms, right? We had uniforms for our kids, and then we let them wear big old pants to school. Come on, man. If it were me, I would make everybody wear a tie to school. You would get a totally different kind of attitude out of people if you make them dress the part. Okay, it would just be a good thing. But anyway, so much for that. So much for that. I want to share something with you guys this morning. I was listening to Tabitha Eisner. I don't know exactly. I think she's running for something, but she also was given a I don't know, some counseling, I guess, to the Democratic National, whatever that thing is, the Democratic DNC or something like that. And I just want you to listen to listen to something that she said yesterday before we go on any further with anything. And you wonder why our country is the way it is. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you wonder why we are the way we are, and this is her right here, and I'm going to let you listen to her for a second, and you'll wonder why our country is where it is, and the Democratic Party is. And again, listen, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is much better, but I think they're at least different. And our people have been lulled to sleep with this idea that the Democrats look out for you. I just, it's an amazing thing to me that you see. I got a saying: the Republicans don't promise you anything, and they keep their promise. Democrats promise you everything, and they can't keep theirs. Okay, and I'm always reminded of what I'm reminded of what Ronald Reagan says: government that can give you everything can actually take it all back. Okay, so I just want to share this with this. I think this is Tabitha whatever her name is, Tabitha Eisner, Eisner, however she spells that name. But let this come out of her own mouth. Okay, let this come out of her own mouth. I can't add or take away anything to it. And we see where the leadership is going, and the Republicans often don't have any moxie. They run at the sight of a cloud. That just absolutely irks me. All you got to do to make a Republican shut up, say you're a racist, and then it's on. He just won't say nothing else. He'll put his tail between his legs often and just walk away like a little puppy dog. I believe in fight, not flight. Okay, you sometimes you got to stand and fight. And now the Democrats, one thing I'm going to give them credit for, they fight for everything they want, good, bad, or indifferent. They will fight for it, and most of the time, it takes a little while sometimes, but they win. Most of the time. Yeah. Let me let Tabitha explain to you something about the Democratic Party. Okay.
Let's talk about the State Democratic Executive Committee. As you probably know.
Wait a minute. It's the Democratic Executive Committee. Thank you very much. I wanted to make sure I get that right because she said some interesting things.
Let's talk about the State Democratic Executive Committee. As you probably know, 210 people make up the core of the state committee. Those are Democrats who are elected from each of the state house districts. We have 105 state house districts. We elect one male, one female from each of those districts. And that makes up the 210 core members of the State Democratic Executive Committee. Then we look at those 210, and by we, I mean the chairman, looks at those 210 and decides whether that 210 is adequately representative of the Democratic electorate in Alabama or the Alabama population as a whole. So, for example, Alabama is 1/3 Black, 27% Black. And so we know that the Alabama Democratic Party needs to be at least 27% Black. In fact, we know that Alabama Democrats as a whole are more like 65% Black. So we need for the Alabama Democratic Party, the state committee, to be 65% Black. So if we take that 210 members, we multiply that by 0.6 or 0.65, and we get 136 Black members of the state committee. So if the committee doesn't have 136 Black members, then it's not adequately Black proportionally. So additional Black members would need to be added to make the committee representative of Alabama Democrats at large, Alabama Democrats in the whole state. So those additional people get appointed to the committee by the Black members of the committee to.
Now, what really irked me with this, all I heard out of this woman's mouth is Black this, Black that, Black this. Oh, it gets worse. Black this, Black that. And we're looked at as a puppy dog. Well, hey, everybody ought to get a Doberman Pinscher. Now we're really not gonna treat the Doberman Pinscher really well, but we need one to show that we got one. So the Democrats want some Blacks, just like we want puppy dogs and things of that nature, not to represent them, but so they can represent, quote unquote, the Black people. Not that they can get some great representation and the issues that bother us. That's not what this is all about. This is all about showmanship. So we can show that we got our own Black people. Okay, let's continue on.
65% Black. So if we take that 210 members, we multiply that by 0.6 or 0.65, and we get 136 Black members of the state committee. So if the committee doesn't have 136 Black members, then it's not adequately Black proportionally. So additional Black members would need to be added to make the committee representative of Alabama Democrats at large, Alabama Democrats in the whole state. So those additional people get appointed to the committee by the Black members of the committee to reach that 136 goal number, if that's the magic number. Much debate about that. The DNC estimates the number is about 61%. Joe Reed usually says that it's 70%. So I'm just sticking with a middle ground 65 here. Then the same is true for other groups like LGBTQ.
Okay, now this is where I really got stuck. What in the world did what you do in your bedroom have to do with adequate representation? We should know what you do, whether you're an L or a G or a B. We should know what you do. I'm just lost at that. I mean, so now we got to represent the LGBTQ. Okay, first it was Black, just all Black folk. We got to have this many Blacks, this many. Okay, when Black folks still only make up 12% of the population of America. Again, you see what happens when you take all your resources and apply them to one place. You see what happens. You see what you see what happens. You become insignificant. Okay, but anyway, let's get on back to her for a second before I move on to other things.
The same is true for other groups like LGBTQ and Young Democrats.
What does Q stand for? What's that for? What's Q? Besides a letter in the alphabet, what is Q? Anybody know what Q stand for? Okay, let's go.
And Hispanic and Native American and AAPI. So all of these groups should be
okay. So what the Democratic Party wants to do seems to be doing is separating everybody into categories rather than being Americans. Okay. And this is why the conflict persists in America today, because they spend more time telling us about that one insignificant thing, okay, maybe two or three insignificant thing that's not the most it is one of the most unimportant statistics that you can talk about in politics, whether or not you're gay or LBG or whatever hell it is. It's all about separating us in the Democratic Party. It really is. I mean, you hear it right here this morning. It's an amazing thing, you know. And, we 70% now. Okay.
So I'm just sticking with a middle ground 65 here. Then the same is true for other groups like LGBTQ and Young Democrats and Hispanic and Native American and AAPI. So all of these groups should be represented on our state committee, at least in proportion to the Alabama.
Okay, what's an AAPI? Does anybody ever have any idea what that is? AAPI. What the hell is that?
For groups like LGBTQ and Young Democrats and Hispanic and Native American and AAPI.
AAPI. Can somebody please educate me this morning what that is?
So all of these groups should be represented on our state committee, at least in proportion to the Alabama population or the Alabama Democratic electorate. So for the Hispanic population, if the percent, say, is 2%, then that means having 4 members of the state committee. 4 of the 210 should be Hispanic. If we don't elect 4 Hispanic folks to that group of 210, then we need to add additional Hispanic folks to the state committee to bring the proportion up to that correct percentage. So all of that adding of people, the 210 have already been elected, but the adding of people, that will happen on August 8th at the State Democratic Executive Committee meeting at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. And that will happen first thing in the morning. So if you are interested in joining the State Democratic Executive Committee and you fit one of those categories of 35 and under young voters, Hispanic, Native American, AAPI, Black, or LGBTQ, you can come on August 8th and there may be seats available to you. We don't yet know how many seats are available. The chairman has not announced that. But I would love to have a more diverse and more inclusive state Democratic committee.
I think you already got that. I think you already got inclusive and what is this? Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders. Okay, I'm just. Oh, AAP. Oh, that's what that stands for. Asian American Pacific Islanders. Funny thing, when I lived in Honolulu, which I would say it's Pacific Islanders, Samoans, and people like that over there. I don't think we ever had this conversation about everybody knew where everybody was from. You can look at people. The Samoans from the Panamanians. You knew the Panamanians from the Filipinos. I mean, we knew it but it wasn't a big deal. It's one big melting pot over there. At least it used to be. I don't know what it is right now. AAPI. Lord have mercy. We have titled every group of people in America right now. No wonder we can't seem to get together because we spend too much time. We spend too much time worrying about the differences as opposed to as opposed to the things we have in common. And if I can't stand anything about that Democratic thing, right, like hers, that's a big deal to me. I can't do it. I just couldn't do it. But it's working. It's been working for years. Yesterday I spent some time. Yesterday I spent some time up in. Let me see here now. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure, because I have to make sure you heard at least this one time, and then now.
Well, I didn't hear. What did I hear?
I said nothing. I said I had to make you wasn't heard. I mean, you can be heard now.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but don't.
Boy, I like Rita McPherson. You were on a roll. I mean, you had that down. You were doing that good. Hey, you quoted a poll yesterday about 8,000 votes. You said.
I can't remember what we.
You said you read something. You had 8,000 votes.
Oh, I said views on my Facebook page.
Okay, because Marche, she got 75% of the vote with 1,700 people. So I'm not sure, but how that works. But
well, Marche's not running. Marche's not running. Marche's not running. No, I'm sorry. So what she got?
Yeah, but she got 75% of the vote, and it was only 1,700 people. That was the reason I brought it up. I mean, if you got 8,000, you're going to.
Well, that's not. I mean, I had 8,000 people.
That's all I know. That's
on my Facebook page. I said on my.
I
Facebook
just go on what you said, and that can be misleading.
Hey,
does it hurt you? Does it hurt your feelings that Boyd and what's her name? Harris is not going for you. They're going for Greg.
Listen. These are people who grown up together in the city of Montgomery. It doesn't hurt me. I'm
Boyd don't bother you. I mean,
no. People have a right to support whom they want to. They don't really know me. I've never been a member of the Democratic Party. I've never, although I helped a hell of a lot of black folks, but.
Yeah,
but I've never been part of that crowd, and I listen. They got a right to support who they want to.
It's funny. Yesterday, Willie Durham. I'm supposed to be upset that Trump said something about Caitlin Collins.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that would give a crap about Caitlin Collins. So somehow Willie thinks because she went to Alabama.
The basketball player. You talking about the basketball?
No, Caitlin Collins is a CNN person.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know who she is. Okay, so I don't look at CNN.
Yeah, it ain't worth knowing about it. But Willie brought it up. I'm supposed to be upset because Trump jumped on this person. But hey, and there's a new guy that passed Jimmy yesterday. I hadn't seen him. What's he do?
Well, I don't know.
Like Fast Jimmy said he saw the pictures of you jumping out of the plane.
Yeah.
A lot of. Have you seen the pictures? Where are the pictures? Where they at? The pictures?
Well, listen. It's a waste of time to go with. I mean, let's go.
I saw one picture of a scared guy,
right,
in a jump tower, and I know it's a jump tower because it got cinder blocks. I never saw a plane made out of cinder blocks.
But I also had one of.
I don't even know if you jumped off the tower.
Okay, but listen, why worry about it?
Well, there are no pictures, Jimmy. So if you go bring my name in, and Jimmy brought me into it, said I hadn't jumped out of a plane. We got something in common there.
Okay.
But Jimmy, you ain't seen no pictures because he ain't never presented any.
Yeah, actually, I have. Okay, but anyway, yeah, we there's something worth having a conversation about. So no. In this is Montgomery, Alabama. We got people who have been raised here, been friends here, been enemies here, and back to friends. It's hard to. and I can't act like I've been on everybody's side since I've been here. I have not. My thought process has been a little bit different than most folks here. I think most people, too many people here on both sides of the game here. It's all about color and what happened in 1962, 52, 32, whatever. I just, I'm not. I don't get involved in those kinds of conversations because as long as there's been mankind on Earth, there have been people who didn't like each other. So, Hittites, the Moabites, even in the biblical times, biblical day, when the Bible's been written, they had fights over the Philistines. I mean, human beings been fighting each other forever. A decent human being would be upset with any person of power bullying, harassing a person for doing their job. Well, not necessarily. I don't listen. The president has a right to be get on anybody like he wants to. Now, is it? Yeah, one. It's kind of like and the only thing I've done 3 jobs since I've been in the world. Okay, Army and radio and computer stuff. I really haven't done anything else. So I grew up in the military, and I grew up to be a man in the military. So I don't mind a good fight, and I don't care if somebody talks about somebody. That just doesn't bother me. Life is going to put a lot worse on you than somebody talking about you. That doesn't bother me at all. I just, people been talking about me for 35 years. If it bothered me, I'd have quit a long time ago. So I don't really care about that. Put your hands on me, we got a problem. But talking, I don't care. What did my mom used to say? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. I mean, really, Americans need to toughen up. Okay, we've gotten soft, and I don't know what we would do. I mean, really, could this generation handle World War II? What happened in those days? I don't know. I think we've gotten way too soft. What's up there, Duke?
Now, Calvin, why are you sitting here being a hypocrite this morning?
And explain.
You just said the president got a right to say what he want to say to people and all that.
He does.
Okay, why is it then when somebody say something about him like the Jimmy Kimmel or some of the nighttime TV hosts, he wants to get them canceled, and you can't say nothing about Charlie Kirk. You're gonna get canceled out, or Democrats causing all this violence out here by saying stuff like that.
And he has the right to feel that way also.
How the hell he gonna get mad when somebody talk about him?
I think you got to
in a joking way, but he get pissed off when old homegirl there.
Yeah,
say something about it.
And again, you got to ask him about that. I mean, listen,
the girl, what's her name? Caitlin.
I don't know.
When he say something about her, he want to joke about her. Cancel Jim killing her. Why?
Well, let me answer the question.
You being a hypocrite, Calvin. Come on, dude.
I'm not hypocrite. I don't care who get called.
You taking up. You say it's all right for him to say what the hell he wants to people, but
it's all right
say something to him. He get his damn feeling hurt and get swollen up and want to cancel him out and lock him up and all the above. What are he doing now? What he been doing since he been back in the White House? All he been doing was going after the people that hurt his damn feelings.
I do believe that whoever this Caitlin person is has the same
right. I know her. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl out of Prattville, Alabama.
Can I get in here for a second? Let me get in for a second.
Go ahead.
I believe that she has the same right to disagree with him and his policies, his personality, like he has.
That's understandable.
Like he has to do, like he can do with her.
He get personal. Trump get personal, calling them names and stuff like that. When somebody called him a name, he get his feeling hurt and want to throw rocks.
Listen. The only reason why this even makes a difference at all, we call each other names every day.
But listen to you guys, Trump can't do nothing wrong. He got the right to do this. When we say something about he did, other people do it, or Biden did it, why the hell we can't focus on the man in office right now? But back to you, sir. I'm done with that part. Back to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm back to you. Do you have anything on your platform besides clean up dog shit?
There are many things, but platforms don't mean anything.
Let me hear some of the things you want to do besides clean up dog shit.
Platforms don't mean anything. Nothing.
I want to hear what you. No. You got 8 other. How many other people running with you?
There's about 14. Yeah, and
14 people.
And platform don't mean anything because most.
You got to say something to stand out. You got to tell a better lie than they're gonna tell you. Or something.
I won't lie to you. I just, first of
all. But all you want to do is clean up the dog poop.
No. See, you miss, and this is one of them deep.
That's all you said so far. I'm asking you right now. Since I've been away, I gave you time 2 weeks to come up with something.
Let me ask you something. If your child was standing by the stove and you saw that he was standing by the stove, what would you do?
You said if, right?
If your child's standing by a hot stove, what would you do?
If a frog had a pocket, he threw the gun and kissed the snake off his head. But if my child was standing near the stove, I'm gonna keep an eye on him to make sure he don't touch it. But I tell him beforehand, don't mess with the stove.
Okay.
But if he's if he just standing by the stove, I let him stand by the stove. But I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
And why would you caution that child?
Why would I caution that child? Same way I caution these people about voting for Trump the second time around.
Why would you caution the child who's?
I want to teach him what's hot and what's not hot. I'm gonna teach him that the stove is hot. I'm gonna let him know. But if he wants to find out on his own, he gonna run and touch the stove.
He probably will find out on his own. The point I am making here is this.
Yeah, you're gonna make your point.
Until you know what you have, the authority that you have and don't have, you can make all the plans you want to. You can put out the Let me say this. You can put all the plans out there you want to, and most of the time, by the time you get to office, you can't do any of it.
But Calvin, in this area, what you talking about representing, Calvin?
Okay.
You got to give us more than clean up the stinking dog poop out the yard.
Let me ask you, what did the other people give you?
They come on here talking about cleaning up the dog shit. They talking about potholes or getting the doggone grass cut in the area, and they talking about something. But you talking about cleaning up dog crap.
In the last 6 months, they have repaved just about all the streets over here in District 3.
Well, have you found something over there that you can complain about other than dog crap? That's what I'm talking about. Have you rolled around the area, found anything that needs to be done? I have cleaned up dog shit.
And everything that I see that needs to be done has nothing to do with the city council. Nothing.
But talk about something. You brought up the dog crap. They ain't got to do with the city council either because it's a law already. It's a law already.
Because dog crap. Anytime you disrespect your neighbor,
there's a law already, Calvin, to clean up the dog shit. They got a law for that already, dude.
And which makes my point even more because there's a law on the books already, and we're not.
But Calvin, my point is, give me some that give you more passion to decide clean up dog crap. You got a passion for that for some reason.
You can't make me care about what you care about.
That ain't what I asked you. I said what you want to represent. I'm trying to help you get elected. I want you to tell the people in that area. I want you to tell people in that area what you're gonna do. What you gonna attempt to do?
We've been telling lies to people trying to get in office for the last.
So you, in other words, you're gonna just get in there and do like the ones in the White House. They go in there and just do what the man say do.
I am going to see.
You ain't bring nothing to the table.
If you shut up for some time, brother can get his point across.
I've been trying to ask you for 2 weeks. Come on, go ahead.
And I don't have anything to tell you. So why keep asking me?
Well, you told us you came out and talked about the dog poop for about 2 or 3 hours on the dog shit. So you got a passion for that for some reason. You just stepped in somebody's dog and got some on your shoe. You couldn't get it off, and you mad.
If you don't make people adhere to the small laws, you won't make them adhere to the.
But Calvin, dogs don't. I mean, that's something that half a day once in a while, people gotta go. We gotta go. If I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm gonna run in the women's restroom. If I'm in a tight at a restaurant or something, I got to go to the party and somebody in the men's restroom.
It's not about the dog, and you have missed the whole point.
You talking about the poop? You talking about the dog crap?
No, I'm not.
You talking about the owner, not
that's not what I'm talking about.
Picking up the doo doo after the dog doo doo. I don't know about what you're talking about. I used to do it.
It's not even about the doo doo. It is about anybody would come to your house and disrespect you on little things. They would disrespect you on big things. And
You sound like, hey, Cam,
that's
you
why
sound like these thugs out here that shooting folks. Come on, you got your feelings hurt. You got your feelings hurt because you stepped to some dog shit. Just clean it off and go on, son.
Okay, see you later. Appreciate it. Because obviously it's too deep. It's too deep for him to understand. It is not about the dog. I've never seen anybody carry a receptacle down the street when they walk their dogs. But it is a law on the books already. And the reason why I kept saying we need a law, because I never knew there was a law. Because I never seen anybody pick it up. All I see is going down the street in my yard and other people's yard. You're missing the point. And this is why we never change anything, because we don't get the full picture. The picture is, if you are willing to let your mutt go in somebody else's yard, leave their business, and walk away without picking it up, then you might as well just turn around and show that guy your bare butt and give him the bird, the biggest finger you ever could. And if you start giving people a finger for letting them do their business in your yard, then you'll probably rob their house. You'll probably let somebody come over there and rob them, and you won't see it because you didn't see nothing. I'm just, it's not about the dog. Dogs do what dogs do. Dogs do the same thing human beings do. Except the difference is we don't put it in anybody's yard. We put it we put it in our yard. We put it in our yard. We don't put it in the neighbor's yard. And if you're willing to do that to your neighbor, my Lord, you'll do anything to anybody. You'll disrespect anybody at any time, and it won't make a difference. Okay. So anyway, again, everybody's got their reason for running. Now, this wasn't the reason I was running. And one of the reasons why I decided to run, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I've lived in a world that's been mixed with black and white people. I haven't been. And that's ever since a kid coming up from school. I had black and white friends. I never really paid close attention to the color of people till I came to Montgomery, Alabama, because every day it happens to be a conversation. No matter what happens, there's a conversation about black folks and white folks. Tabitha Eisner just now. Their whole platform is getting more APIP or whatever they are, more gay people, more black folks, more this, more that. That's all they talk about. Don, I just got done talking to you, man.
That's funny. Did you see what Camilla just wrote?
No, I ain't watching it.
Camilla wanted to criticize the president, but she dumped on you.
Well,
he said, "Why are you broke?" She said, "You broke." That's what Camilla said. She's dumping on you because, hey, Willie Durham, a decent man would stand up and say it's wrong not to vote the CDC director, a black lady, because she's Trump put her up there. That's what a decent person would do. A decent person wouldn't lie about somebody for 4 years about Russian collusion and all the other crap when you know the truth.
And which is one of the reasons why
your opinion, what's decent, and my opinion, what's decent, probably ain't the same. But why don't you stand up for the black woman that the Democrats are putting down? You usually stand up if Trump fires one, but you won't say a word about it when the Democrats won't hire one.
All righty then. I listen. I don't really care about that thing, but I do understand Trump's rage sometimes. The things they said about that man when he was running about. I mean, the lies they put out. He was a Nazi here and a Nazi there, and he got peed on in a bed while he was visiting Russia. I mean, listen. I don't blame the guy for still being mad. I don't. Now, as president of the United States, though, you would think you'd have a little bit more decorum. But you know what? That's him. We knew who he was the first time he ran. People knew who he was the second time he ran, and we voted for him. Yes, sir.
Sergeant Elkins,
Yes.
you remember when President Obama said that you didn't build this business by yourself, the government aided in that. You didn't build that. You remember that?
He did say that, yes. And he was right.
And what was the response when he made that statement?
Well, there were a lot of people who were insulted that they thought that they put in all the hard work and did this, and they did, but without the infrastructure, most
But he was ridiculed. He was ridiculed.
He was. Yeah, he was. He was. But you know.
So when the president went to Michigan yesterday and said that he's done more for you than your parents.
Well, you know, I saw that. I didn't leave that one alone.
Do you think that the president has done more for you than your parents have?
Of course not.
but will he get the same type reaction that Obama got when he actually made a true statement that any business, the infrastructure can't be even there if the government doesn't do some things? They prime the pump, right?
Yeah, right. I mean,
but so Obama said something that was factual, and he was criticized. This guy says he's done more for you than your parents have.
I saw that,
and they applaud.
Listen, there are some things that are hyperbole. Okay, but
the thing is though, we judge the hyperbole the way we want to, depending on the mouth of who the hyperbole was coming out.
We do. I thought of it as hyperbole because I know that man can't really say he did more for me than my parents did.
Well, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Let me ask you another question, and I'm gonna hop off. Is this affordability crisis a made-up crisis, Kevin?
Affordability in what aspect? Are we talking about home?
Well, I mean, the president said that this affordability crisis is something that it's a Democratic hoax. There is no affordability crisis. The housing is not high, rent is not high, gas is not high, beef is not high, food is not high. There is no affordability crisis. He says that prices today are cheaper than they ever have been.
Well, it depends on how much money you make, I guess. But I do believe, there's an economic theory. That's supply and demand. But here's the problem with the theory. When you own all of the supply, you can limit the access and create a false demand and take prices up. Like the thing here.
Let me ask you a question. You've been walking the streets of District 3 asking people to vote for you. Do you think there's a affordability crisis in District 3?
You know, out of all the things I have seen in District 3, I think the thing that bothers me is some of the homes that some of our older people have to live in. I think there's certainly an issue. Is that issue because we didn't save enough money? We don't get much. We don't get much. We don't get much Social Security. We live the way we have to live. That's the thing that stupefied me is all these people who paved the way for us. I mean, a lady yesterday, 80 years old. Part of the reason why I would be able to work at Cumulus all those years, because years ago black men wouldn't be up there, and they paid the price, and the way they have to live now sometimes just it breaks my heart. I don't.
So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Is there an affordability?
I think. Listen, since COVID, we've taken the price up of everything, blaming it on COVID. So I do believe.
Do you shop in the store? The Marcy shop? Who shops in your household?
Well, I shop in my house.
So have you bought beef lately? Ground beef, hamburger, sirloin?
Yeah. I get the small package.
Is it $6.50, $7 a pound?
No, I at the store I go to. I ain't gonna call nobody's name for free, but I go places. I get it for $5, and I don't see a problem with meat. I guess it depends on where you shop.
Okay.
I don't go to Publix.
All right. Gotcha. Okay. All right, my brother. Okay. All right, but just keep in mind that this commander-in-chief has never done more for me, and no commander-in-chief than my parents have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that, and I thought it was kind of. Listen, he's hyperbole, and he doesn't even know he's been using hyperbole. He exaggerates often, and that's Trump though. That's nothing new about him. That's the way he rolls. Again, I still think the guy Hart is in the right place. I don't agree with his, and I can't stand this way we are treating people who are here illegally. I don't like that. I think that I think we're wrong in what we do. You know, Don, you got to wait till the next hour to call back, brother. We'll talk to you then. Oh, it is. Wait till 8:30, then you call back. So getting back to what was said, why you broke? Why I didn't say I was broke. Yeah. Okay. Walmart got hamburger meat for $7.40. I don't know. I just, why doesn't the Chamber of Commerce sponsor your show? Because I don't know if the Chamber of Commerce sponsors anybody's show. I don't know that. I don't know. But anyway, y'all ask a lot of questions sometimes that it's got nothing to do with anything. Ask me some. 8:30, Don. 8:30.
Hey, come on, I gotta respond to Willie. That was funny what Willie said.
I know, but I can't do 8:30 because there's more people want to talk besides you, my brother. I hope anyway. Good morning. Yes.
Tonight and tomorrow night is going to be a historical event in Birmingham.
Wait a minute.
Did you know that?
Wait a minute. Them poor folks are not going to go up there to Birmingham and see Usher and Chris Brown, are they?
Yeah, we going.
Okay then. I ain't mad.
But guess what?
What's that?
It's one song that people are waiting to listen to from Usher. You want to know what that song is?
What's that?
There goes my baby.
I don't listen to Usher, so I don't really know what he sings. I'm still listening.
You don't know how it feels to call you my girl.
Okay. I appreciate that.
You going, man?
Yeah. No, I can't be going. I've never been to a concert. But if Earth, Wind, and Fire comes to town,
you got to get out, man. I told you this a couple of weeks ago. It's more to life than Yancey Street and Velvet Drive.
Yeah. Well, I gotta. Hey, appreciate it. I gotta go see it. When Luther Vandross comes to town, I'm going to a concert. I ain't never been to. I'm going to a concert then. William.
Good morning, Kevin.
Morning, sir.
That was Tabitha you had on this morning talk about inclusive.
Yeah. That was.
I think that she's wrong what she's doing, and all the work that Joe Reed and them have done for black people. He had done so much, and for her to go on a warpath attacking that man, I think it's a disservice to the black race, and for her to come on when the state of Alabama just trying to take every black representation from the seat. That's not inclusive. When white people are in power, they take everything they can from black people. Now black people's in power on the Alabama Democratic Party having a black chair. To hear her come out and attacking our folks because we have a little power. Now they want everyone to have a seat at the table when we can't even have a seat at the regular government table, man. And that just hurt my feeling for her to, I've been watching all her Facebook posts and going back and forth. Who is she? Who is she to come out in the black community telling us that we need to restructure our government? We need to give up the little power that we have. That's sad. When they just are trying to take Shamari Fickle, we just want a seat at the table. We don't have a seat at the table, man. But she want the LQBGXYZ, but she want all them at the table. When black people can't even get a seat at the table, man. And I just know Al Mahone is turning over in his grave, and you got your black men out there allowing this woman to come in and talk about what we need. When we have an opportunity to put the power in our hand, now they want everybody at our table, but we can't sit at their table. You don't see a problem with that. We can't. They taking our seat from the table. Black people, they taking our representation as we speak right now. But look, man, Kev, you know, I support you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would never forget we used to babysit your child while you was going down to the radio station. All them 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, you used to bring your child over to our house. I would never forget the time that you took a stand for me when they tried to push me out of Pan neighborhood. I will never forget all the computers that I done purchased from you. I will never forget you allowing me come on the airways, speaking my voice, not cutting me off. I would never forget what you done for me and my family. And yes, I am with Greg, but I have you in my heart and a whole lot of other candidates that I have a long-term, lifetime relationship with. But
and which is what I said.
You my friend, and I think this is a non-partisan race. It's not a Democrat. It's not a Republican.
Right.
I think that everyone that calls in on your show should support you because you get up early in the morning and you've been doing it for quite some time. You'd have made a lot of people's voice sound real good across your airwaves. You'd have made a lot of people's voice sound like they really was somebody. And I hope that they support you publicly, not privately, because you their friend. You made a lot of these people who call in and continue to follow you. You do something for them. And I just hope they don't turn their back on you. Yes, I admit that I'm with the other team.
Right.
But you still I'm not finna turn my back on you. Everybody know your viewpoint. They should ask you no questions about what your platform is. They know you know all the answers. They know you know. Anybody know government. They know the cabinet know that a black man, a black woman can't do nothing. They only one vote. And you know that.
Yeah.
So all that, what's your platform? What you gonna do? You're gonna be on the council about 6 to 7 months. You're probably gonna find out how to get to the bathroom in the first 8 months.
Well, I already know where it is. I'm good.
Yeah, so you understand the government process.
Yeah.
But I just want to call in and let it be known publicly where I stand.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You have a good day, my brother.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And again, like I said, listen, I got here 35 years ago. I think he was in the Army then, I think, when I got here. So, I got here in 1991, raised 2 boys here already, but I can only say this, and I don't normally tell people this because I think it sort of taints the purpose by which we did it. And I did say we did it. In the early 2000s, and even up till last year, last Christmas, I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to raise money to help people who need help. I've been doing it for years, but it is not my money. I have been able to galvanize people to help people from Christmas to Thanksgiving to help people pay light bills, gas bill, and I've got white friends, I got black friends who helped. If every time I have gone to them, they have helped me, helped somebody else. And I think, and Joe Reed told me something one day, and I agree with, I don't necessarily agree with the mythology that they use, but he did say something that has stuck with me since first time I ever talked to him. He said, the purpose of government, just to put it in simply, is to make life, I think, a little better for the citizen. And I agree with that. When you can help, you help. It is not to take care of you, but it is to make things better for you, make an atmosphere that is conducive to your posterity and your prosperity. But I also heard a guy say the other day, miracles happen, things happen. But what you have to do is you got to put in the work, okay? And as I walk around District 3 and meet people and things of that nature, I see people who have worked their butts off. Yesterday, an 80-year-old woman, when I was up there in King Hill, we were talking, and she was telling me some of the things she went through here. I wish, I wish that I could have been around then and helped. But even if I had been around then, I probably couldn't help. But you wish you could do those things. So I've done my due diligence in the last 35 years on radio stations and this thing to help those that I know about and to help them. We have, and I won't say that money I've given to people has come from you. It has come from citizens. It has come from politicians. It comes from churches. It has come from everywhere. And I never will forget there was one young lady who was dying of cancer. And somebody got a hold of me and said, "Can you help her for Christmas?" And absolutely. I went out there and we scrounged it up. I got where we could do it. So we could, and she did die, and it broke my heart. But what I wanted to do was make whatever time she had left a little bit better, because she found out that there are people that cared for her and how she lived and how the things she was going through. I've always used my platforms, wherever they have been, to reach out and help people. I can't help everybody, because, I don't think anybody can help everybody, because if you try to help everybody, you end up with nobody with nothing. But I've always tried to help those that I could, from needing a washer or a dryer, needing some food, needing to help with the light bill, all those kind of things. And the reason I never really much say anything about that, because the good Lord says, if you get your congratulations from man, then that's your reward. I'm looking for a bigger reward than that. And I think that this job, if I am fortunate enough to get it, and even if I don't get it, I'll still do what I do. I'll still do what I do. But we ought to be able to help one another. And going through King Hill reminds me of the things that people went through in this city, in other cities. But the older people now who are, and I'm an older person now, who really blazed the path, paved the path for us to do these things. And I want to try to do something to help them. I was working for Meals on Wheels, a lot of older black people living in houses with water leaking. I mean, I don't know how we can do that. I don't know, water leaking out the roof when it rains. I wish I could help everybody. I can't. I just want me. But we need government to get a foot in there some kind of way and help those people who have sacrificed, who've been through hell, who've been through all kinds of things, just so people like me and people a little younger than I am can have an opportunity. So win or lose, it don't really matter to me. I'll continue to do it. I will still continue to do what I've been doing for 35 years, helping those that I could. So I don't know about policy. When everybody runs for office gives you a platform, and 9 times the 2 days after they win, they figure out they really can't do all that. I'm not going to promise all those things. It's a collaboration between me and other city council people. If I work, we got to convince them that this is just and it needs to be done. And they got to be reasonable people too. Everybody won't get everything they want. So what we can do is we can try to help each other out when we can. 521-2963. Man, didn't I just get done talking to you?
He talked to me last hour. I got a question about the Tuskegee thing.
Yeah.
Why is people defending that? Somebody posted something on your thing saying maybe that's all they got to wear. Come on, people, you don't have to wear your daggone hair wrapped around your head and bonnet and
pajamas.
Oh, damn pajamas in school. I mean,
it's an insult.
For the people to come on here, for the people who posted it on your thing, come on, that's okay.
Well,
that's a bunch of bullshit right there. That's the reason we got kids walking around here doing what they want to do because, they that's the way it is. That's these kids, the generation now. That's what they do nowadays. They walk around. They started out with the pants
because
hanging
we don't say
free.
nothing. Because we don't say anything.
Huh?
to them. Yeah, we don't.
They walked around at first. They test the people at first. Test mom and dad at first. They start walking around the pants hanging down 2 inches below the waist. Then they dropped it down to 6 inches. Now they got the damn thing down there on top of the kneecap. Then I seen one dude one day growl so nasty, Calvin. I started to snatch him up myself.
Yeah.
But see, we put up with too much. See, everything goes nowadays. These kids don't need to walk on a university campus with the damn pajamas on and the damn hair wrapped up with damn hair rollers in their hair. But Saturday night they clean. Saturday night though when they go to the gym.
Yeah,
they clean. They got their polos on. They got their
yeah. Well, sometimes they don't have hardly nothing on.
There you go.
Yeah.
But somebody said a little thing at me though. Somebody you shouldn't have a platform, Kevin. Somebody threw something that a while ago said you, but they not voting for you themselves. So you haven't given them a reason to vote for you neither. It appears.
And again, since everybody's still complaining every election, I guess nobody's giving them a reason to vote.
I'm just saying that my buddy came on and told you that don't worry about your platform.
Well, again,
but I'm not voting. I'm not voting for you. Don't go vote for somebody else. But you're a good, wholesome guy, Calvin. You're a good, wholesome man. But I ain't voting for your black ass because you ain't saying nothing to interest me. That's what I heard out of that conversation by my friend. My friend,
do you live in District 3?
I'm trying to help get you ready for that job.
Okay.
You need some tough love. You need some tough love.
I'm already ready, brother.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because the ones sitting on the sideline, I'm encouraging you to talk about what you are going to want to attempt to do. The ones standing on the sideline going to dog you out when you lose. You came in, you didn't get 4 or 5 votes, Kevin.
That's
you know how they're going to dog you out when you lose.
Well, that's okay. That's right.
Hypocrites out there. See, hypocrites out there. They pushing you to run, but they're not encouraging you to try to tighten this thing up because when y'all going to debate?
Aren't you?
Are y'all going to debate this thing?
It's too many people have a debate, but they are going to have a forum, a couple of them. KK Millen's putting on one. I think there's one this coming Sunday by, what's the guy's name? He's doing it at the Nest at Alabama State. There's too many people to have a debate. Debates is point and take. You can have a forum. You can ask a couple questions, but with 14 people, give us a little something. Give us a little something. And listen, here's the thing about it. In the military, we got a thing about you can have all the orders ready to go. You can have all the directions. Kind of like what did the boxer Tyson? What did Tyson say? He said everybody got a plan till you get hit in the mouth.
They Cal, you know why? I give you a hard time though.
What's that?
You know why I'm giving you a hard time?
What's that?
Because for the last ever since I've known you on these airwaves, especially since Trump been back in the White House, you a do boy. See, you do what you told.
Okay, you can listen. You can don't you?
You do what Trump you do what Trump and them say do. When Trump them tell you to bow down, you bow down. He can't do nothing wrong. So you're not showing me that you're an independent thinker. So you go along just to get along. Everything he does, it's okay. If Joe Biden did it, that person did it. Are you going to blame somebody else when you get that job?
Obviously, you don't listen enough. Because I have named many.
You never disagree with Trump. Only thing you say bad about Trump is you don't know when to shut up. That's the only thing you say negative. But everything he does, you right there.
I've said more things than that about Trump, and nobody agrees with everybody. No one. I
understand that.
And I have made the point that he's not a leader; he's a boss. And
because he came out. He came out last week saying there was 4 soldiers that died. Okay. They told him to pass this damn Save Act bill or something.
I mean, do you think I really? Iraq war. I know. Do you think I really care what happens in Washington D.C.?
But you talk about it, you take stuff for it
because it affects all of us. But if Congress can't rein him in, who in the hell am I?
I know that, but that's not my point. My point is that he can't do no wrong in your eyes, and I have a problem with that.
That's not true. I mentioned many things he's done that I don't. Well, you don't listen to, but that's okay. You're a Democrat, and you got your
I ain't no
mind.
Democrat. I'm independent. I'm independent, son.
You're independent.
I ain't no Democrat. I lean more toward the Democratic
I
Party
know
because they
Lee,
offer more. They offer more than
you ain't
damn.
leaning. You ain't leaning.
They at least try to save our insurance.
Wait a minute. You ain't leaning.
They at least try to save our health insurance, but Trump said put it in a damn basket and
what did Obama
y'all
do?
figure it out.
Huh? What did Obama do with Obamacare? It made more people.
He tried to fix it.
Okay, I got that. Okay. I guess we all could come up with something somebody didn't do. History will tell what was due, but I don't like everything Trump does. I've said also, he's not a leader. He's a boss. And bosses are different from leaders. Bosses have you do things because they hold your livelihood in their hand, and you do anything that they tell you to do within reason, I would assume, where leaders convince you to come to their aid or come to their side because you have a philosophy and a belief system that it goes right along with one another. So he's never been a leader. He hasn't had to be. When you got money, you're a boss. And so he doesn't know the art of persuasion. Okay, even though he wrote a book, somebody wrote the book for him called The Art of the Deal, but that ain't Trump. Okay, I mean, it may have been when he was younger, but that's not him now. But again, he's done something that only 47 other people have ever done. It become president of the United States. So he got something going on. I don't know. I've been. Have you been president? No, I haven't been president either, and I won't ever be president. Okay, but I'll be Kevin DeVale Elkins. That's who I'll be. That's who I'll be. I'll be. That's the person I'll be, and I'll be that till the day I die. Hopefully, I will anyway, unless I lose my mind and don't know my name anymore. The numbers here, just in case, is 521-2963. Walmart. I don't really shop at Walmart too much. I go over there and get bug spray or something like that. Okay, it's not. Well, it is about what they're wearing. The gray. Yes, it is. You act the way you wear your clothes. It is about what you're wearing. You won't find a man in a three-piece. Okay, you won't find a man in a three-piece suit acting crazy. Don, you need a job.
It's close enough. It's close enough. You need a caller. You wouldn't say give the number up if you didn't need a caller.
What?
Hey, I got to go back to Willie. That's the funniest stuff. He tickles me to death. He talking about affordability. You know what's too damn high? Is insurance. Did he bring that up? How did Trump raise all the damn insurance? And then Willie never comes. It's affordability. Is it too high? Is it too high? Have you heard one solution out of Willie Durham? What's the solution, Willie? You know what Willie's solution is? Put a tax burden on everybody to buy whitewater. The city has to pay $250,000 and more a year to keep the damn doors open. Willie's solution to the affordability problem is put a tax burden on everybody for $375 million to build a rap center. You know how much that's on each person a year?
I couldn't. I haven't get the figure.
Tax burden on people. Willie, could you just call in and give me one Democrat solution to the affordability problem, and do something with what you do for a living? Bring down the cost of insurance. That's what's killing me, man. I have to pay for 2 wave runners, a boat, 2 cars, and a house, and I can't afford it.
Well, maybe you should get rid of one of them cars.
Chameleon talk about the price of a hamburger. Costco has a great price on filet mignon. I've got where I like filet mignon like once a week. It is so tender, I guess you should have done something better to prepare yourself so you don't have to eat hamburger. At least you're not eating cat food, Kip Chameleon.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with hamburger meat, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah. It's an amazing thing that people do the same thing they talk about other people doing. Okay? I don't know. Listen, if we all had all the answers, we wouldn't have any problems. So, and we got plenty of problems. We got plenty of problems, okay? And everybody's got their own solution. That conference said only he can fix it. He said he would solve war day one. Well, again, we all know that the minute you get hit in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said, the minute you get hit in the mouth, it changes all the plans. Okay, so Let's see. So let's see. He's not in office. Let's see. Have established dress code policies. Hello. Go ahead.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing fine.
Listen, did you find out whether you can cross over on August 11th?
I got what now?
Did you find out whether we can cross over on August 11th?
Oh, I haven't found that. I haven't found that out yet, but I got the number here. I'll try to. Why don't you call and find out?
I want you to find out. They'll answer you.
I mean, I don't know. I heard some Republicans complaining about that, but maybe you can do it.
They were telling people to go do it.
Yeah.
They said the Constitution said anytime election, they said anything you have to be a part of the party on the certain time.
Yeah. I don't think they open down there till 9 o'clock though. So at 9 o'clock, I may do it before I leave the thing today and see if we can find it. I got a number for him, 832-1326. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'll call him before I get up and see what happens. All right then. All right. What else? I got some other things here. There was a young person killed the other day. Officers responded to the 4200 block of Amherst Drive around 4 o'clock in the afternoon to a report of a person shot when they arrived. When they arrived, police found a man they identified as, unfortunately, a 20-year-old Michael Hill of Montgomery with a fatal gunshot wound. Responders pronounced him dead at the scene. Police have provided no further information of actually what happened. So I guess we'll find that out as time goes by. Again, I played Tabitha Eisner this morning, talking about the LGBTQ and all these other weird groups of people that they want represented. I don't know why we got to put people in all these crazy categories, but hey, that's what that's the way the Democratic Party does. Okay, some people say it's an answered prayer on College University now at the Tuskegee University. That place is a place of honor, and the Tuskegee Airmen, the Commodores. As a matter of fact, the Commodore is going to be here. Commodores are going to be here for, I think Lionel Richie is going to make a guest appearance also with the Commodores in Montgomery in the what do you call that thing we have in the October? I think it's called a fair or something like that. Yeah, the fair, the Alabama State Fair. So that's good. Okay. University leaders say that the goal isn't to take away college experience. It is to help students develop the discipline, like I always use, the professionalism and habits they'll need to be successful and to graduate. Okay. You act the way you dress. You will not find a guy in a 3-piece suit playing a basketball game. Okay. You just won't do it. Okay. You won't find a guy wearing his pajamas, a woman, hopefully, wearing the pajamas going on a job interview. It's not professional. It shows the lack of discipline and the lack of civility as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So, you never know the way why schools have been the ones who halfway successful is not having people in uniforms helps. It does help. Okay. And they are hoping these people will change their behavior if they change their clothes. I think they will. I really, if they make the dress code, if they enforce it, if they don't enforce it, John, we done for the day. If they won't enforce it, then it won't matter. But I think if they enforce the dress code, it will matter. Some people probably want to leave there and go to other schools. Dr. Boyd, when she came to Alabama State University, it began to look like a university. People walked around with their clothes up on them and stuff like that. I mean, it began, and I'm telling you, the way you walk around is the way you act. Okay, it's the way you act. Okay, so I'm all for it. Okay. I can't. You got to write it on the thing, Don. We can't. It can't be the Don show today. I'm pretty sure somebody else might want to call. They can't get in because you get in. If you were listening, the discussion was a hamburger meat and if the prices had gone up. Well, I don't know. I don't buy much at the store very much. A bunch of milk, and so it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. Let me see now. What else everybody got written over here that's worth me? I call the bonnets on women's head a tent. So I wore pajama tops to class in 1972. What school did you go to? And did it look like a pajama top? I mean, what school did you go to? Troy? I know you didn't. I know you didn't go to Harvard that way. Okay, so Greg, what school did you go to, Greg? Just tell me what school you went to, where you went, and I'm gonna have to give them a call up right now and see whether or not they still let that go on. Okay. Okay. All right then. Maybe that's all you got to wear to school. Well, I don't know. That's all you got to wear to school, but okay. Let me see here now. Is District 2 a white district? For the most part, yes. And they do that on purpose. They do that on purpose. They do that on purpose, and that's the way they have gerrymandered all of these districts. If you look at a map, District 3 actually touches District 7, District 4, District 5, District 1, District 2. I mean, all of them. It gets 1, 2, 3. Okay, the only thing District 3 don't touch, it looks like District 8 and 8 and 9. Other than that, though, it touches everybody. They go up the street, around the corner, and back around the corner. I mean, they make these districts predominantly black and predominantly white. I will never understand that. Never understand that. But that's what they do, the districts here. And that's the way they do the congressional districts also. And the people ought to get mad about that. Stop pigeonholing me. If I happen to be black, don't mean that I'm going to vote Democrat. If I happen to be white, it don't mean I'm going to vote Republican. Let me use my mind. When I go into that booth, nobody knows what I'm going to vote. Nobody does. Okay. But they keep pigeonholing us into these categories, like she did, like Eisner did this morning. We need AP, whatever the case may be, Don, no more calls today.
You need to fix my stuff. I missed.
No, you need to fix your stuff. I told you how to do it.
There's Camilla there. I ain't got to be able to respond to Camilla. You need to ban Camilla. Camilla's called me a racist. That's a racist. Can you think of anything worse than a racist? That place you talk about out there is called Six Flags over Chisholm. And I hope they're going to put the Commodores behind bulletproof glass this year because, last year the brothers got out there and do what brothers do, shoot, fight. Sort of knocks down the attendance figures when you do that.
Well, let's hope.
Fix my comments. I'm missing out on so much fun.
No, you need to.
I get under Camilla's skin. I love it when I get under Camilla's.
You need to pay the
service. They're racist, and my friends have said she needs to be banned.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. That's enough of you today. Anybody else got anything else to say at all besides Don? I mean, somebody's got something to say. Call and say hi. Give me a new caller this morning. I'm gonna do like I do radio. Give me a new caller. So anybody. I don't get. Just tell us what your name is. You want us to know you as. Okay. Just give us a call. 521-2963. Just give me a new call this morning. Anybody. Okay. Just yeah. Anybody got a Kevin? I really miss Joe Biden. I tell you. Anyway, there are other things going on in the world besides what's going on here in Montgomery. Now, the Montgomery police chief made an interesting observation. He said that you need to vote as if your life depended on it. Okay? Police chief slams the justice system over bond reform. And I thought bond reform, I thought the Supreme Court had said you can, and there was a law passed, you can give people up to $1.5 million bonds if we'll do it. We don't seem to want to do it, and therefore we still let people out of jail all the time. But according to Mr. Graybois, according to Mr. Graybois, let me see here now. What does he say? He says, for months, Montgomery Police Chief Jim Graybois has been telling anyone who would listen that too many violent offenders are being let out of jail too soon. I would agree. On bond and probation. And it continues to create problems for his department. At his July monthly press conference, Graybois shed light on one recent case that he believes exemplifies the problem, and that is of Jarvis Bowers. Okay. Bowers was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of firing a gun into an unoccupied vehicle in late June, after police say he fired more than 30 rounds at MPD. That was when we were MPD officers in late June in Deer Creek subdivision. He lucky he alive. Graybois said less than a week later, Bowers posted bond. How do you do that? He was already out on bond. He is a menace to society. He said, vote like your life depends on it, because it does. What in the hell is wrong with our judges in Montgomery? The guy already out on bond, shoots 30 rounds at police, in jail for attempted murder, and we give him another bond. Why would we do such a? Who in the hell was the judge on that one? You know, he says, I want to encourage residents and voters to stay informed about these types of cases. He continued, when you vote, you can hold your officials and your judges accountable for whatever laws they perpetuate or put out or don't put out. When asked if he believes this is a problem created by a select few judges or if it is a symptom of a larger systemic failure, Graybois replied, I think that basically people are going to have to make their choices for themselves. Of course, it's got something to do with the judges. They need to check people's records. I mean, do they not check records? They got people working for them all over the place. The fact of the matter is, it's public information to know who is let out for what. People just need to make a vote. With what they can find out. It's not all out there. But why would you let a guy who shot at the police 30 times out on bail? I mean, first of all, he's lucky he's alive. But why would you do that? What's his name? Bowers? Jarvis Bowers. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of firing a gun into an unoccupied vehicle in late June, after police say he fired more than 30 rounds at MPD officers in late June in a Deer Creek subdivision. And he still made bond. How? I mean, who was this? Who was the judge to let him out? Okay. Is he out now? According to Graybois, while MPD's call volume is slightly up this year, violent crime is down 14%, homicides are down 25%, and property crime is down 19%. And again, I hear what you're saying, but if it's your property, you know, it's 100%. Okay, I understand. Let's not make just because there's not as many that it ain't as bad. It's still just as bad. It's just as bad for the people who get this stuff stolen. Okay. Also, there's going to be another election on August the 11th. That's going to be, I guess that's going to be through this, although through the state already has its primary elections on May the 19th, recent litigation battles have necessitated that the state redoes the elections for certain congressional districts in Alabama. District 1, 2, 6, and 7 will be able to cast their ballots on August the 11th. Okay. There are districts cover much of the southern and central regions of the state. Some of the biggest metro areas in the state, such as Mobile, Dothan, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, and Birmingham, all of these districts. So who is on the ballot? Well, District 1, 2, 6, and 7 will have multiple Republican candidates on the ballot. On District 6, and Democratic candidates on the ballot as well, and it is the only district with multiple candidates who qualified to run. For U.S. Congress, District 1, Republican candidates Lucas Berger, Jerry Carl, John Mills, and Austin Sidwell. U.S. Congress number 2, it's Hampton Harris. These are Republican candidates, Hampton Harris, Christian Horn, Rhett Marquise, or whatever his name is, David Matthews, and Joshua McKee, and James Richardson. That sounds like a whole thing all over again. U.S. Congress District 6 is Case Dixon and Gary Palmer. U.S. Congressman District 6 Democratic candidates Jacob Bauma Sims. I always like them people with 2 last names. I like them. And also Ashlyn Kennedy, Maurice Mercer, Keith Pilkington. And U.S. House number 7, Annie Aiken and David Perry. Who can register to vote? In Alabama, all state residents who are United States citizens and at least 18 years old who have not been convicted of a disqualifying felony may be legally declared or not be declared legally mentally incompetent can vote. On voting day, remember this, bring a photo identification to your polling place. A list of valid identification can be found at the Secretary of State's website. And if you can't get there, call me up. We'll tell you what it is. So all right then. So don't forget the ID. The ID you got to carry. What you want, Don? You must don't have nothing to do.
Answer Camilla's question.
Well, I ain't looking at them questions. You need to write it online.
If you pull the Democrat ballot, you can't swap over on August 11th. That's against the law, Camilla. Why would they allow you to vote Democrat and then try to affect the election of the Republican on the 11th? It's the law. You can't do that.
Okay, we'll call. Alabama made a move to get the injunction lifted via an emergency motion on April the 29th decision. A Louisiana redistricting case which limited how Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act can be applied in map drawing. You're not supposed to do it by race, but that's what they do it by. That's what they do it by. Also, on May the 11th, the Supreme Court sided with the state in Allen versus Milligan redistricting case, triggering the protocols made during the special session to move forward. After the injunction was lifted, the federal court then originally put the injunction in the first place, and then reviewed the case to decide whether or not the maps can be used. When the lower federal court blocked the new maps in late May, the ruling drew a range of reaction from public and political leaders. They just keep playing with people's lives around here. I don't know why. Yes. Hello. I appreciate it. Also, we did. We want to commend Arande Mitchell for doing an outstanding job, and the people that work with him. I don't know who else worked with him, but Saturday's thing was a hit. it was they had all kind of food trucks. Now I didn't eat anything because I don't really like eating out of food trucks. But the thing itself was really really good, and evidently it looked like they had some pretty good meals out there. So hopefully some of those truck things that people hopefully they made a little money out there. Made a little money, so that's good. But it was a good thing. So we want to we hope that we can do all of that. Now let's get down to one political issue here that has not been adjudicated by the Supreme Court, but I think it's going to have to be. I think it's going to have to be, else nobody's ever going to nobody's going to believe in elections if something on this does not happen. And that's the case of Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville. The Alabama Supreme Court is about to face a test, according to Mr. Who wrote this article, Hyman. His name is whatever his name is. What is his name? What is his name? Let me see. I got his name. Anyway, I do believe that the Supreme Court is going to be. His name is Lyman. Excuse me. Brian Lyman wrote an article. Just let me share a little bit of it with you. I thought it was a good article, even though I ain't too crazy about him. He says the plaintiff argued that Tuberville does not meet the residency requirements and is therefore usurped his office. In this case, Republican nominee for governor. Tuberville's attorneys, who insist he is constitutionally eligible to run for governor, argue that the Alabama Republican Party must determine its nominees. If there's a legitimate question about the candidate's residency after nomination, they say the legislator may make a determination should the candidate win election. I think the Alabama Supreme Court is going to. I think they better handle this one carefully. They better handle this very carefully. I don't know how it is, what the ambiguity is when it comes to where somebody lives. If you get credit cards sent to an address, when you leave Washington, D.C., you actually buy a ticket, not to Alabama, but and I like Tuberville, and you buy it to Florida, and you put in reimbursement based on coming from Washington, I guess, to wherever he lives in Florida or visit Florida. Now, I do understand that rich people live differently than poor people. See you later. We can't talk. I understand that rich people live differently than poor people. Okay, I know some people right now got houses in Montgomery, but they live up in and that's their house too. They live up in Lake Martin. I know people live up there, but they're gonna have to be really, really. This is going to be an interesting case, because if they don't do their due diligence to get this right, then how many people are going to do the same thing? I mean, how many people going to do exactly the same thing? I think that this is a case we are going to have to. Can they make an exception to policy? And since it did seem that nobody really wanted the other guy that was running, it seemed that Tuberville's in the same position that Trump was. By the time we got down to the race, if you wanted to vote for Republican, you had to vote for Trump, because everybody else left. Everybody else gave up their position. They went home. They said, "Hey, give it to Trump." Well, pretty much everybody here said, "Well, let's vote. Let's vote for Mr. Tuberville." Okay, so obviously the people want Tuberville. The majority of people who voted want Tuberville. Do the people have a right to choose whom represents them, who serves them? I think they do. Even if that person even if that person kind of, sort of manipulated the system. A special proclamation, thank you for, because the black people are congregated and allegedly acting like a civilized society. Well, come on, Greg. Okay, let's not be hyperbolous here. Okay, but it was a truck meet where people who had, it was like a food truck gathering for a bunch of them, and it was a lot of people there. It was absolutely great, and it was done well. So I was impressed. Okay, Don, I'm not going to answer the phone. I had enough of you today. Believe me, I have. So you got to get somebody else to call. A food truck rap gathering, and no one got shot. Allegedly, well, nobody got shot. Okay, now and there wasn't no rap. Sometimes you folks can be so derogatory sometimes until it's not even funny. Do you really think that we as black people we like the fact that sometimes too often people get shot and killed around here? Do you think we like the fact that bad things happen to people? No, we do not. We're just like all the white folks in Montgomery. We don't like that either. So why you guys make such degrading and comments sometimes? Just absolutely gets on my nerve. Okay, I'm just saying, and now you wonder why black folks still think that y'all part of the KKK. No, yes, it's derogatory in the way that you guys are saying it. You're not saying it because you are a fan of the genre. You're not. Okay, you're not a fan of the genre. So when you guys say it, I'm not a fan of it either, to tell you the truth. But again, listen, that's for the young folks today. I don't like it, but they like it. Okay, when I think it's crazy, I'll say I think it's crazy. But again, the way y'all put it like, there are some young kids who like this, and there's some folks in the yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I'm not mad at you though, but y'all got a couple of issues there. Do you think anybody that's of age wants to live in a civilized, peaceful environment? We all do. We want to be able to go outside and don't have to run back in the house when somebody drives down the street because somebody's going to do a drive-by shooting. Okay, we want the same thing everybody else wants. Okay, so what can I tell you? But I'm done with that one. Moving on to other things. But anyway, it was a good event. I want to thank the city council. I mean, the people, whoever put it together. It was a good thing. Why do black folks use derogatory language? Like, listen. Now you're going to make me go here. Where did they come from? Where did the language come from? I mean, seriously, where did the language come from, Dr. Joe? Where did the language come from, brother? We didn't come up with the language. Okay, we other people they may be catching hold to it, but we didn't come up with it. We certainly didn't come up with the N-word. Okay, we didn't do that. Yeah, and listen, I think it's an insult to. I think it's an insult. I think it's an insult to the intelligence of people to use those kind of language when you're describing your own self or your fellow person. I think it's crazy. Okay, but I don't do it. I had to get on my son a couple of times because he used it a couple of times in front of me. But that's that generation. Okay, that's that generation. One more thing before we get out of here, and we haven't had an opportunity to talk about this, but we're gonna find. I gotta find out. We got to find out more about these data centers, because I tell you what I'm hearing, it's not good. What's up there, Simply Days?
Well, Mayor, we need to give credit to the people that came up with those words, those derogatory words.
Well, But who came up with them?
Well, the Democrats. They were in charge when all that stuff went on. So, and the rich Hollywood Jews, the rich Jews in California that own so many of these companies that produce that, and whatever you want to call it, negative music that affects people, they're responsible.
Well,
and it's a continuation of who started it and who's perpetuating it, who's continuing it.
But we do have intelligence above. We're not a primate. We do have intelligence. We're responsible for using it ourselves. The individual who uses that language is responsible for himself. And I mean, no matter where it came from, I mean, we are responsible for using it. We don't have to use it.
But only a small percentage of both races use that, except when they want to refer to. It's not mean now when you refer to Clarence Thomas as Uncle Tom, and it's not mean then.
And I think that's crazy too. I think that's great. If you can, if you can't agree with somebody, then you want to call. And I've been called that many stupid times. But the folks who use it are ignorant because they don't know Uncle Tom is not a derogatory name. He was a guy who helped the slaves, but they don't know that. They think it's derogatory. So they're actually complimenting you when they call you that. They just don't know it.
Well, what's in the meaning of a word, as a former president once said. But you said something profound this morning, Mayor. Do you know what that was? You used You used two words to tell a story. Remember, two words can tell a story. You said voting day.
Voting day. Yes.
Voting, not voting week.
Not voting week. I'm with
not
you.
Voting month.
I'm with you. I think
voting
2020 was the most miscarriage of voting procedures that I've ever seen in my life. I cannot believe we voted for doggone almost a month for the presidency of the United States, and that's crazy. That's not what we're supposed to do. That's not what the Constitution says. It tells us specifically when to vote for president, and we changed the rules.
And how many people were sent mail-in ballots that didn't live in
Thousands.
Georgia, or California,
or Michigan, or Philadelphia?
Michigan, Pennsylvania. How many people filled out ballots that didn't live?
Yeah.
That were from another state that were part of that operation.
Yeah. Listen, we did so many things in 2020 that I don't even know how we even legitimized the election.
Well, I don't see how you hold any other politician's feet to the fire anymore. I mean, we sold our soul to the devil back then.
Yep.
And voting, the integrity of voting, I don't know how you're going to get it back and whether Tuberville lives. I mean, the whole system needs to be overhauled, and you're going to have to reestablish faith in the system for people.
Somehow.
And how they do that.
Yeah, somehow we got to do that, or else nobody's going to trust voters voting. Nobody's going to trust it. So,
well, I mean, the percentage for this race that you're going to be in, it's going to be pitifully low, and if they keep on, people are not going to go to vote because they're going to say it's not worth it, it's rigged, and they'll just stay at home.
Yeah. Interesting.
Have a good day, Mayor.
Well, wait a minute. What do you think about the Tuberville thing?
Well, if the Republican Party, and these are two well-defined parties, mafias, families, if they decide that he's their guy, just like the Democrats decided, even though millions of people voted for Biden, nobody voted for Kamala, but they put her in there. So, who calls balls and strikes? Who gets the pass? But the Republican Party and the Democratic Party should be able to decide based on their rules.
But if the people voted for him, and there's where the rub's gonna, if the people, the second guy, the guy named McFeeters, who came in second, way down the list, Tuberville overwhelmingly, without a shadow of a doubt, crushed him. Are we willing to tell a bunch of voters that your vote don't count?
Well, we did that with Biden and Kamala. We did that with her. We said your votes don't count.
Yeah.
She never won a primary, but we're going to stick her in there.
But there was a medical reason why he couldn't run. I mean, he just didn't have his faculties are not necessarily clicking on all cylinders. So we understood that.
So you could see that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that from the first day getting in office. You know, so
but they kept telling us. They kept our government for the government, not for the people. Our government they kept telling us he's okay. He's all right.
Ray Charles could see that he wasn't. So.
Well, all I say is, if the Republican Party and the Democratic pick their guy, whatever their rules are, then I think the courts ought to stay out of it.
Yeah. Okay, because it's too late now. I mean, if they do it now, if they say we're not going to let him be the governor, there's going to be an uprising in this state.
Well, it's like with the judge in Montgomery. They tossed the girl out, and then they went and got their hand-picked candidate and dropped her in there.
They did that. Well, Fernando was second place, and they just threw all. And I voted for him, and they threw all our votes in the garbage. And so I don't know these parties.
But there was no uprising in Montgomery, so yeah. I guess they're going to take the chances.
Take the chances. Okay. Hey, appreciate.
All right, have a good.
I appreciate it. Well, time for me to go. You need a life, man.
But I got to help you with the Supreme Court thing. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You didn't listen to Simpler Days. The party has a right to put up whoever they want, just like the Democrats. If he's elected, it would be that time to bring the suit and say that he's not eligible to be the governor. But for the election, it's up to the party to put who they want up there. But it's just like they did with the Nazi up there in Maine. The party changed and did what they wanted. So the Supreme Court will rule that the party has. I bet you Joe Reed will agree with this. The party has a right to put up whoever they want. If he wins, that would be the time to bring your.
And
at that time, they won't take it because nobody's going to change the election. They did the same thing with Biden. They would not accept cases because the election was over. But the party has a right to put on the ballot who they want, whether or not he's legal to be governor or not.
Well, we're going to see. We are certainly going to see if the Supreme Court thinks the same thing. I understand the theory behind that, but we still have a constitution that gives the rules, say you must be a citizen and must be continuous resident of Alabama for 7 years. At least that's so then it sounds like to me the party is at fault and not necessarily Tuberville, is that what you're saying? Well, I gotta go. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the way down the road. And remember this, it is not the falling down that is the problem. It's not getting up every time you do. So the word of the day is keep getting up. Just keep on getting up. That's what I gotta tell you. Just keep getting up.
Thankful whispers in a gentle breeze. Grateful heart.
See you tomorrow. Good Lord said the same. Bye.
With such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight. In every shadow you are my light. Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears, for the strength you give in all my fears. In the rhythm of my heart, I hear your call. With grateful songs I rise above all. Through storms that rage in skies of blue, each day I wake and I choose you. In every heartbeat, in every prayer, thankful for life and the love we share. Thank you, Lord, for the journey we take, for the dreams